Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review will be Meet the Blacks 2, The House Next Door. Let's get into it. So, if any of you have seen Meet the Blacks 1, it's produced by Mike Epps and Snoop Dogg, and it was pretty much Mike Epps' character. He took somebody money and made it to the hills in a rich neighborhood. He had his cousin living with him, Cronut, and his cousin was living with him, Cronut, and he had his wife and his kids. And one particular night, everything just went wrong. And so this one is picking up off of that one, where now they lived through that night. He wrote a book about it, and now they end up having to move back to Atlanta in his mother's house. And so it jumps right into the story. He had an interview with Snoop Dogg on a show, and interview they had Matt Barnes, and they told him his book was trash. And, so it's a lot of comedy moments. So he's down on his luck. He can't get his book off the ground. His wife is working doubles at work, at her job, and so the family's falling apart. He's losing his relationship with his daughter. The daughter dropped out of school, and the son is basically in his own world. So the son is really not in. He got some moments, but he's not really into the movie in this one. Pretty much, it's really the daughter Allie, and a wife, and of course Cronut, his cousin. And so the cast, and let's go over the cast for this movie, and shout out to them because they gave some people some shot. So of course we got Mike Epps plays as Carl Black. We got Cat Williams plays as Dr. Mamoon Wald. Bracia Webb plays as Allie, which is the daughter to Carl Black. The wife, Lorena Cronut, played by Little Duval. Michael Blackson, they gave him a nice role in this one, plays as Mr. Wookie. Now the whole movie, you see his commercials showing on the TV where he could come and help get the exorcism out your house. So that's how he comes in. They got Danny Terrio plays as Hugo. Rick Ross made a cameo as Mr. Saturday Night. The son was Alex Henderson, plays as Carl Jr. Andrew Batchelor plays as Freezy. Gary Owen plays as Clive. And now Andrew Batchelor is actually King Bach that everybody see, that played a lot of Netflix movies, and that's out there. So King Bach, that's who plays as Freezy. Snoop Dogg. You got Tyrone Turner plays as Rico. So they took the character from Belly as Rico, where he had the perm with the bifocal glasses eating a banana. So this same character is in this neighborhood watch. And they do the whole spin off, the whole snitching thing throughout the whole movie. So that was funny. You had Jack Meow plays as Joanne Sebastian. I gotta look him up. I don't know what else he played in. And you have Corey Zolman Miller plays as Monty, which is the henchman for Cat Williams' character. I'm trying to see if anybody else in here that's worth going over. Well, that's pretty much it. So you got some people move next door, and they moved in at night. So quote unquote, that's the suspicion right there. So Cronut is pretty much, he's on guard, like, yo, something is up. They moving at night. Who moves in at night? And they start drawing suspicion. So they go speak to Clive, and Clive's character, he's like the racist white guy in the neighborhood, got a black girlfriend. Cronut is hitting on his girlfriend, but he's not really saying racist stuff. He just basically, he would be the type that would be racist. and he got his little funny moments, funny lines. So he says basically a box from Africa was delivered to his address on accident. Cronut takes the box and he keeps it. They go up to the house pretty much and introduce themselves, but it was real creepy. And so it turns into that Cat Williams is a vampire. He the head vampire, and Carl Black's wife is his old ancestry wife from back in the day. And so basically the whole movie is going through the whole, is he a vampire, what's going on over there. And it got a lot of comedic moments. Shout out to them giving Ha Ha Davis off of Instagram. He comes in with Clifton Powell. They plays as cops, and he barked that Instagram lines, you tripping, and all that type stuff. And and you know, if anybody know Ha Ha Davis from Instagram, he plays, you know, all types of skits and roles, and it was a good look to see him on the big screen like that, and all his hard work put through Instagram and putting in that work transferred over to the big screen like that. And that's what's up to Mike Epps and Cat Williams and Snoop Dogg for giving guys like that a chance and a shot. And also with Michael Blackson, they gave him a shot to get, because you used to only see Michael Blackson with little cameo roles pretty much, but in this one they pretty much, when he did come on into the movie, he pretty much, they let him get a whole bunch of lines and let him get it in. And really, Cat Williams and Mike Epps pretty much played it back on being funny and was letting everybody else do their thing pretty much. And nevertheless, just any typical vampire movie. You know, he was doing all his vampire theatrics, and of course, Rick Ross shows up. He's like the Mr. Saturday Night. He comes in and gives them all like this special gear they need to fight the vampires, and he dips off. And they fight, of course, the vampires, go in the house, fight the vampires, and of course they kill Cat Williams at the end. But at the end, Cronut messes with Clyde's wife that he was messing he ended up getting with her. And Cronut, the box that came from Africa was like a voodoo doll or something in there, and they broke the voodoo doll. That's what helped kill the vampire, the main vampire. But it was also this like jar of smoke or something in there, and that fell out at the end of the movie. So that pretty much, you know, striking you that it's going to be part 3. Now, when the news reporters and everybody came and interviewed Carl Black, pretty much saying y'all should be the new Ghostbusters. So after the movie goes off, it comes back for a quick post-credit scene showing that they're going to be the Ghost Squad, and it has Snoop Dogg, Mike Epps, Michael Blackson, and Danny Terrio as the Ghost Squad. So overall, it's a decent film. I think I understand why they put it out. They want the money grab by putting it out in the theaters. They can make more money. But with streaming platforms like Amazon Video, who need content, that's why Eddie Murphy put sold Coming to America 2 to Amazon Video, because it was, you know, this movie was really supposed to come out last year, so they waited, and now that theaters are opening again, they put it out in the theater. But I think it would have been better suited if they sold it to Netflix or Amazon Prime Video. If they did that, I think it would have been a more turnover, because even though the theaters are open, people are gradually, you know, they're not really comfortable with packing the theaters right now. And then they didn't really have a lot of promotion for this movie. You know, most moviegoers, you know, or a movie that's into cinema and all that, you get those alerts of new movies coming out. But the average person, I ain't hearing nobody talking about it. So I think it would have been better suited if they'd have went to Netflix. It probably, this weekend would have probably been #1 on Netflix. Everybody would have tuned in or Amazon Video, you know. So I think would have better suited, or also if it would have came out around Halloween, because everybody's always willing to tune into a good Halloween movie, film, whether it's dumb or not. They just, you know, tune in. So I guess, you know, it is what it is. You know, they put it out here. It's out, you know. I understand it, but, you know, I think they just needed to get to see what they can make monetarily wise, you know, coming out of COVID and everything. But nevertheless, in my 4-star rating system, I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 4 stars. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Until next time.